How did God deal with me? How did he take me out of this with all these strongholds that I had in me? I'm talking about mindsets that I set up in my spirit and told myself I would never live life without smoking a joint. Never live life. Told myself I love weed and I would get high for the rest of my life. See, the church that I went to was a good church. My bishop just loved me. It was about 1,000 members, so it wasn't a small church. But there was access to the bishop, but he knew how to love me. I did certain things that weren't quite church protocol. So I went up and went to go see Tashana. Glory to God. I went to go see her and had to miss a Sunday or miss 2 Sundays. You understand? And then come back to the church, and when the people see me, it wasn't like, well, where you been? It was just simply like, good to see you, brother Nessive. Good to see you back today. Good to see you again. Missed you on last week. But it wasn't almost like I was trying to send you a signal. It was real, like I missed you last week. But good to see you today. Why are we worried about tomorrow when all we have is today? Are you hearing what I'm saying? Why we got to bring people back into debt? Glory to God. And when they need to explain their tomorrow when all we have is the now. Good to see you now. Let's move forward. The believer has to have a hope-filled spirit. Hope-filled spirit. Hope-filled spirit. A faith spirit that causes a person, when they come in, it's like we're moving forward. Forward from here. No parking it here. Within that, now there was a relationship. They didn't have little bishops around the church trying to check me. And one of the reasons why I was able to stay saved was because when I went in, I made a commitment to myself. I said nothing will separate me from the love of God. If I got to go to church high, I'll go. And that's one of the things that I have known has separated people in the church is that literally they haven't made their confession. They haven't put their stakes down. They haven't said, well, this, no matter what, is going to be me, no matter what. And that is what kept me saved. And so from that, no matter what, I'm going through the process. So here I am. I'm going through. Now hear me. Now I have a bona fide weed addiction. That to the saint of God, I am in error. And I'm going to hell. But the truth is, I'm saved. And if Jesus came, I was going to be saved. First and foremost, I didn't know my weed problem was sin. To him that knoweth to do right and doeth it not, to him it is sin. Now, when I understood that, when God gave that to me, I had to come to this understanding that, well, to him that knoweth to do right and doeth it not, to him it is sin. So I can't make my sin everybody else's sin. Because obviously there are going to be people that are not going to be cognizant of the thing that they're doing being sin. So then God said to me, he said, well, you can't minister a system that's contrary, hear me closely, to how I deal with the heart of man. When God brings somebody in the church, he doesn't immediately try to clean them up on the outside. And that's why when some people come to God, they have been out there and they trust other systems. And you're trying to tell me to trust God? I can't trust God and I don't know God. So you can't push somebody into stop doing this, stop doing that, and they don't even know God. I trust the security that my weed brings me. I trust the security that shacking up brings me. I know I may live with somebody, but don't be in a rush to tell me to get such and such out my house. Save, then sanctify. And that's the process that God takes one through, is the saved and sanctified process. And so every church has to have a system where they don't minister a system that's contrary to how God deals with the heart of man. So if I just keep loving you, I'm ministering the proper system, because it's the love of God that will cause me to want to trust him. So he brings me to a place where I got to trust. Now, of course, in that place, I had to make a decision. Am I going to keep doing it, or am I going to trust God? But I ain't going to leave God, because he's too good. This whole life that I'm experiencing is too good. So now I went through the season now to where when I backslid, I start looking dark. I start suffering for it. My countenance suffered. That God will put a little light on me in the church like, yeah, he in sin, because he's revealed the other master. Are you following me? And it was up to me to trust him. It was up to me to remember what the experience that I had with him. And to take that and say, yeah, I can trust you, God. I can trust you can bring me through this.